All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Sterling Higa, chairperson of the authority. I'd now like to call to order the January 7th, 2026 at-large authority meeting of the Hawaii Community Development Authority. The time is now 11:43 a.m.
Thank you, Chair. In accordance with section 92-3.7 Hawaii Revised Statutes, the Hawaii Community Development Authority today's at-large board meeting virtually on Zoom. The Zoom link details were included on the meeting agenda. Therefore, members of the public are welcome to join us on Zoom. We're also at our physical meeting site at the American Brewery Building, 547 Queen Street, second floor boardroom, Honolulu, Hawaii, 96813. The HCDA communications staff is hosting this meeting. Once this meeting begins, everyone will be muted for clearer audio. Board members, if you have any comments or questions, please unmute yourself to speak. It is important that all individuals clearly state their name, pseudonym, or other identifier name each time prior to speaking. If you wish to provide oral testimony and you're attending virtually, please indicate so by clicking the raise hand button found on your Zoom screen. If you are attending in person, you'll be called to the front of the room in order that you have signed up. Before you begin your testimony, we ask that you identify yourself, spell your name correctly. Your testimony must be related to an item on the agenda. All testimony will be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. But time has elapsed, time will be called, and you will have 30 seconds to conclude your testimony, and then your audio will be turned off. If you are attending in person, the presiding officer will call the next testifier. Keep in mind that this is an opportunity to share your thoughts with us. If you ask questions during your testimony, neither the board nor the staff is required to provide an answer. If the authority's connection for the remote meeting is lost, the meeting will be recessed until the connection is restored. If the connection cannot be restored within 30 minutes, the meeting will be terminated and the authority will continue the meeting at a early notice date. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Board members, before we proceed with the roll call, I'd like to welcome two new individuals to the HCDA board. First is member Luke Sarvis, who will join us as the new designee representing the Land and Natural Resources, and member Duvachel, who joins us as the new Kalailoa Business Community member. Welcome to member Sarvis and to member Duvachel. HCDA board members, please remain visible and audible during the meeting. Also, please acknowledge you are present by either saying here or present. Vice Chair Ishii.
Here.
Thank you. Secretary Lidstone.
Here.
Thank you. Member Miranda Johnson.
Here.
Thank you. Member Anderson.
Here.
Thank you. Member Evans.
Here.
Thank you. Member Strikes.
Here.
Thank you. Member Forsyth.
Here.
Thank you. Member Sarvis.
Here.
Thank you. And member China is excused. Member Sakota is excused. Member Gordner is excused. Member Duvachel.
Here.
Thank you. Member Leong is excused. Member Lipe is excused. Member Kabibi is excused.
Yeah,
and
excused. Yeah.
Member Yamasaki is excused.
Chair, we have
10.
okay, we have quorum.
Oh, good. For today's meeting, board members will have an opportunity to ask questions or provide comments after an agenda item has been presented. Individuals from the public who have requested to provide verbal public testimony on a specific agenda item are on standby and will be permitted to provide their testimony respectively. Agenda item number 2 is the approval of minutes. These are the regular meeting minutes of December 3rd, 2025. Board members, are there any comments or corrections to these minutes? Otherwise, I have one.
Chair, I also have one.
I can introduce. I'm going to introduce.
For member Gordon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Board members, any? Okay, so I would like to amend the meeting minutes on page 5 of the meeting minutes. This is the second to last paragraph. Here, third to last paragraph.
Yeah, third
right?
to last.
Yeah. So the amended meeting minutes should read, there should be an insertion after project management. And then it would say, member Gordner expressed his support and asked whether this will be the board's only opportunity to review the project. Executive Director Nakamoto confirmed that if the recommendation is approved as written, the project will not need to return to the board for further review, but suggested that staff can provide periodic updates if requested. Member Gordner requested periodic updates. He raised concerns about the unclear scope and unknown cost, as it may lead to unexpected time and resource investments in a project that the authority does not own. Executive Director Nakamoto acknowledged Member Gordner's concerns and noted that he, along with the staff, will be mindful to identify and prevent scope creep. And so that insertion goes till the end of that page and nothing else changes. Members, any other comments or corrections? Being none, the meetings are approved with the corrections as noted. Agenda item number 3 is decision making. This is to consider delegating authority to the executive director, the authority for the 2026 legislative session to track legislative measures relating to the authority and draft and submit testimony on behalf of the authority in accordance with positions and policy directives of the board. Mr. Craig Nakamoto, Executive Director, will now present the staff report.
Thank you, Chair. The staff report for this action item is contained in tab 2 of your packet. This is really kind of a housekeeping measure and kind of follows and aligns with the practice that's been adopted by other state boards. And it also kind of aligns and formalizes what the board's implied delegation to me for legislative matters in the past couple of sessions. And what it does is it delegates to me and my designees the ability to track, draft, submit, present testimony on behalf of the authority in accordance with the positions and policy directives of the board. And for this legislative session that starts on January 21st, it has a bill deadline cutoff of January 28th. So I would expect in the February board meeting, we'll provide an update on the bills that are affecting HCDA, propose a general policy direction and condition of the bills, and then we'll proceed according with this delegation. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Director. Members, any comments or questions on this item? Seeing none, we'll move to public testimony. Do we have anybody pre-signed up for testimony? Any present for online wishing to provide testimony on this item? Seeing none, we will close public testimony. We will now, I'm looking for a motion for the board to delegate to the executive director or the executive director's designee the authority for the 2026 legislative session to track, draft, submit, and present testimony on behalf of the authority in accordance with the positions and policy directives of the board. Do I hear such a motion?
So moved.
Moved by member Evans. Do I hear a second?
Second that.
Seconded by member Forsyth. Thank you. Members, is there any further discussion on the motion moved by member Evans and seconded by member Forsyth? Seeing none, we will go to a roll call vote.
Thank you, Chair. On the motion made by member Evans and seconded by member Forsyth, member Evans.
Aye.
Sorry. Member Forsyth,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ishii,
Yes.
Secretary Lidstone,
Aye.
member Miranda Johnson,
Yes.
member Anderson,
Yes.
member Strikes,
Yes.
member Sarvis,
Yes.
member China is excused, member Sakota,
Excused. And Gordner as well.
member Gordner is also excused, member Duvashel,
Yes.
member Leong is excused, member Life is also excused, member Kabibi is excused, and member Yamasaki is excused. Motion passes.
Oh, I need to vote.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
sorry.
I vote yes.
Sorry.
Motion passes. 10 yes, 7 excused.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item number 3 for information and discussion. This is a presentation of the audited financial statements for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2025 by the auditor, KKDLY LLC. Mr. Garrett Sasaki, Chief Financial Officer, will now present the update.
Thank you, Chair. Online, we have Ralph Kanetoku and Guy Nishihiro from KKDOI.
Okay. Good morning, board members. My name is Ralph Kanetoku. Across from me is Guy Nishihiro. We're here to present the results of our audit of the HCDA. On page 1 of the presentation material, we have our agenda for a brief presentation. We'll go through the scope of services for the financial audit, talk about what we're engaged to perform. We'll go over the reports that we delivered as a result of the audit, and also what each of those reports contain. And then we'll provide some additional information on the conduct of our audit. And then we'll open it up for questions on any matters related to our audit. Okay, scope of services. Our audit was performed under an audit contract with the State Office of the Auditor. We performed an audit of HCDA's financial statement as of and for the year ended June 30, 2025. We also performed limited procedures on HCDA's management discussion and analysis and supplemental schedules. We delivered 3 reports as a result of our audit, the first being the independent auditor's report on HCDA's financial statements. So in this report, we indicate that our audit was performed in accordance with auditing standards generally accepted in the United States of America and government auditing standards. So those are the standards that are applicable for an audit of an organization like HCDA. Based upon our audit, it's our opinion that your financial statements are fairly presented in accordance with auditing standards, generally accepted auditing accounting principles. So we issued an unmodified opinion on the financial statements, a clean opinion. The second report that we issued was the independent auditor's report on internal control over financial reporting and compliance. Our audit, again, was performed in accordance with government auditing standards. Those standards require that we review and report on internal control over financial reporting and also on compliance with laws and regulations. So based upon our audit, we found no material weaknesses in HCDA's internal control over financial reporting, and we identified no instances of non-compliance and other matters that are required to be reported under government auditing standards. And then we also issue a required communications letter. These are matters that need to be communicated to those charged with governance. So that would be the board members of the HCDA as well as the state auditor. So Guy will highlight the more significant matters contained in this letter.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for allowing Ralph and myself to address the board and go over kind of like our conduct of our audit. So moving on, just talking about qualitative aspects of accounting policies. Again, just to reiterate, management has the responsibility for selection and use of appropriate accounting policies. The significant accounting policies used by the HCDA are described in Note 2 to the financial statements. There was one new government accounting standards statement adopted by the HCDA effective July 1st, 2024, which deals with compensated absences. As you can see, the primary objective of this statement is to better meet the information needs of financial statements users by updating the recognition and measurement guidance for compensated absences. So the key difference between prior to adopting the standard is the treatment of sick leave. Prior to adopting the standard, the sick leave was only a footnote disclosure in the financial statements. However, upon adoption on July 1st, 2024, the HCDA is required now to record the accrued sick leave on the face of the financial statements as well as some additional disclosures regarding compensated absences. Since this is a change in accounting principle, the HCDA restated its beginning net position by approximately $435,000 in its 2025 government-wide financial statements. There are no other new accounting policies adopted, and the application of existing policies were not changed during fiscal year 2025. We noted all significant transactions have been also recognized in the financial statements in the proper period. Moving on, we like to communicate that we encountered no significant difficulties in dealing with management in performing and completing our audit. I'd like to thank Craig, Garrett, and his team or their team at HCDA. They gave us 100% access to all records and personnel as far as doing our inquiries and test work. So again, I'd like to reiterate to Craig and Garrett and his team for again allowing us full access and assisting us in completing the audit of the HCD's financial statements in a timely manner. There are no disagreements with management on financial accounting, reporting, or auditing matters. Some of the more significant accounting estimates embedded in the financial statements of the HCDA's financial statements include the valuation of accounts and loans receivable, carrying value of capital assets, as well as the allocated share of the state's net other post-employment benefit and net pension liability. During our audit, we evaluated the methods, assumptions, and data used by management to develop the estimates and determined that they were reasonable in relation to the financial statements taken as a whole. As far as corrected and uncorrected misstatements, professional standards require us to accumulate and communicate all significant audit adjustments identified during the audit. This is just a summary of the more significant corrected audit adjustments. The first one is just the unearned revenues for the U.S. Navy Advanced Funding Agreement. The second was to recognize gain on remnant parcels in exchange for 873 Kapiolani Boulevard and 610 Ward Avenue. And then the last piece is, as we talked about, were leases. HCDA has a bunch of leases as lessee and lessor. So the lessor leases, lease receivable and deferred inflows are reported on the financial statements. And leases as a lessee, there's lease assets and then lease payable on the financial statements. So these were the more significant audit adjustments made during fiscal 2025. As far as independence, again, our professional standards specify that we communicate to you in writing, at least annually, that we're independent accountants with respect to the HCDA. So again, we're confirming that as of December 8, 2025, which was the date the financial statements were issued, we were independent accountants with respect to HCDA under all relevant professional and regulatory standards. I believe that's all that we have as far as like our formal presentation. We're glad to answer any questions or open it up for any open discussion that anybody may have.
Great, thank you. We'll move now to member questions and comments. Member Evans.
Yeah. For the new policy on uncompensated absences, is that your understanding that it also applies to all state agencies as well as HCDA?
That's correct.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Members, any other comments or questions? Seeing none, we will move to public testimony. Do we have any persons pre-signed up to provide testimony? Any present or online wishing to provide testimony?
Madam Chair.
Seeing none, we will close testimony. That was for information only, so we'll move to the next.
Sorry.
Yep.
One for Keith.
Okay, Keith, wishing to provide testimony online. Go ahead, you have up to 3 minutes, and please identify yourself. Keith, I think they should have enabled you to unmute yourself if you'd like to testify on the audit item.
Hi, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, thanks HCDA team. Just a quick question. Are the financial statements for year-end 2025 available to the public online?
Uh,
Not online, but they can request it.
you can request it, yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, any other persons wishing to provide testimony on this item? Seeing none, we'll move to agenda item number 4. This is the report of the executive director, monthly report, and other status reports, including monthly financial highlights for November 2025. Executive Director Nakamoto will now present.
So the highlights, monthly financial highlights are have 4 of your packet and Garrett's available for questions.
Members, any comments or questions? Seeing none, we'll go to public testimony. Are there any persons pre-signed up to provide testimony? Any persons present or online wishing to provide testimony? Yes, Keith. And please identify yourself before you provide your testimony and limit it to 3 minutes. Thank you.
Great, thank you. This is Keith Windicott. Sorry, just to clarify, is this regarding covering the 2026 year-to-date numbers presented?
Yeah, so if you're online, the HCDA website, this is the agenda item number 4 for information, or sorry, agenda item number 5, report of the executive director, and then it's linked there online. So it's a monthly financial highlights, including.
Okay, one question I have is I see under the special funds 2 items parentheses with Kaka'ako. Are those the only 2 Kaka'ako related, I guess, segments in the financial statements?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, no more questions. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Anyone else wishing to provide testimony on this agenda item? Seeing none, we will close public testimony. Members, any comments or questions? Seeing none, thank you to those who joined us for this meeting on Zoom or in person. This concludes our business for today. The meeting is adjourned. The time is 12:05 and we'll roll right into Kaka'ako.